Consider supporting Sonicguru Productions on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. Hello and welcome back to the item box, and it's been 6 long months since the last video. And I know all of you have been asking for our opinions on the various news that happened between then and me working on Sonic X Abridged Episode 2. That took up most of my time. And work. And now baby.
Yes.
So the fact that I actually have spare time to actually do videos now is amazing.
Yeah.
So it won't be, just wait until we have a second child. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's none of your business.
Yeah,
but it's our business to actually talk about the Sonic news and Sega news and other news we actually care about.
Stuff we care about, so we're going to go back into that groove again.
So anyway, the Sonic movie, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, already we have to jump on that.
We're jumping on our bandwagon. I criticize everyone for actually saying the Sonic 4 is bad. It's not out yet. Well, it's bad anyway. Now the Sonic movie's going to be bad. It's not out yet. Well, you know it's going to be bad anyway. So basically, it's a video game movie where I guarantee you the focus will be on freaking Tom. So we have a cast. We have, I think, filming finished like last month, I think.
I think it finished, well, they started filming in summer of last year, so they already did that for a few months, and now they're probably in pre-production.
The last time we talked about the Sonic movie was when they started filming.
So they were just starting to film the thing, and...
Because all those letters went out saying, hey, this part of the city's been shut down for a film.
Yeah, it's to be used for whatever city they're going to use, although apparently San Francisco, which we'll get into in a minute.
That's just ironic.
I know.
But we had finally IGN of all fucking people.
Yeah.
IG fucking N. Yeah, I'm saying the word fuck because apparently you had to wait till at least 30 seconds before you said the word fuck on YouTube's algorithm.
Do you? I didn't know that was a thing now.
Oh, they can detect when you swear.
All right.
After 30 seconds, they're going to give 30 seconds. Did someone say the word fuck yet? No. I just said twat. Maybe. Did I say the word clitoris? No. Well, it's fine.
Already, we're already into profanity.
Anyway.
Yeah.
IGN had the teaser poster video. I'm not too sure you can make posters into videos, but whatever.
Well, again, it's like, I did to see, put it this way, I remember they did the similar thing for the last night where at bus stops they had videos that were meant to be just like posters, but they were videos of the Transformers like posing in front of it. So it happens. Yeah,
it's kind of weird seeing. I'm just used to seeing a single poster. Maybe a GIF of a poster where the logo may highlight or such. Or,
yeah, which is essentially what it is. It's more or less just high quality.
Or it changes. Like, for example, maybe it's a GIF that changes between like Transformers again, for an example, could change between the Autobots and then the Decepticons. You know, because that does 2 logos.
Yeah,
and. Well, the film series has 3 logos now. Ridiculous. But anyway, the actual trailer poster itself. The silhouette of Sonic. One word I could use to describe it.
Bizarre.
Ew! Just ew. Ew. Just no. Why? Out of fucking all the designs you could choose to make. No. Hell no.
It's funny that we bring up Transformers because in many ways this is going through the exact same fucking thing, as in when we get to see the idea what they're going to look like, and already people are like, I hate everything about this and everyone involved with it.
Well, surprisingly, someone told me Aaron Hansen, Eagle Raptor, did a perfect quote because he doesn't like the movie poster either. He said that Sonic's design is pretty much timeless. It is easily recognizable. Like, even his modern design. Like, hell, even his boom design, you can identify, well, that's Sonic.
It's just him,
he has a scarf and his arms are blue and the different shoes and extra quills here and there, but it's still Sonic. It's still easily recognizable as Sonic. Classic Sonic and modern Sonic, easily recognizable. Very timeless. This is like, nah. Let's do one better.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
let's give him realistic legs and proportions, but
yeah. I
still
mean,
have a
this
head,
is
still have the classic hedgehog head.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about the whole business. I mean, we were saying before, I think the last time we talked about this, we did wonder like how they're going to make this work. What direction they're going to go with him design wise. Are they going to
Yeah,
go for a
yeah, we
high
expected
heel?
realism. It was reported realistic. It's like, okay, maybe extra fur textures. I mean, the Sonic fan movie did that.
Well, when we say that, I mean obviously realistic in terms of well, what do you mean? Do we want to? Because it's obviously anthropomorphic cartoon animal. It's like, well, how do you make that look believable slash still recognizable? And again, the weirdest thing that happened throughout this whole thing, I mean, again, it's a few months obviously since they've shown this, and everybody's had a whale of a time. We're talking about what it looks like, what it might look like, the hideous
It
creature.
won't stop. There's people
Oh,
now defend. They went to the part of the defense squad defending it.
oh God,
We're at
what was
that.
that?
We're at that level now.
Yeah, that whole business. And again, the only thing interesting that happened with me was then the original creators actually came out. Actually, people from Sonic Team, past and present, actually looked at this going, "What?" Even they were surprised.
Yeah, Eugene Acker is like terrible Sonic.
Yeah, apparently he was like,
Or
"Okay,
maybe it's another one of the designers. Maybe the
I
designer
think
of Metal
Natsuya
Sonic said it.
Tio Oshimo, the actual guy who designed Sonic in the first place, I think he was. I think actually he did a similar quote to what Aaron did. I think he was the one who said about, in many ways, Sonic is like a fairy tale. In many ways, he exists in a make believe world, and to do this is a bit weird. Um,
Yeah, like I said, it's like it's a timeless design. Like,
hmm,
who in the hell on the actual art department or photography department or anyone in the freaking screenplay decided, you know what, this timeless design is too cartoony. We need something more realistic and grounded. But
yeah,
it's like it's a speedy blue anthropomorphic hedgehog.
I
What?
think the problem, I think really the thing that came with me when I first saw this, I mean, first of all, I'm not as flabbergasted as everything else. I mean, my first reaction was, all right, that's odd. And I already thinking, I know, and here comes the waves of rage and anger and memes. I heard that coming a mile
And
off.
this video is another pull to that fucking ocean.
I know, because if we can't join, because we're going to be ravenousing like a blob monster that we are.
We're still going to see the movie. Don't get us wrong. We're still
I
going to
guess
see
the
the
only thing we
movie.
keep saying this is going to be terrible, but we're still going to be there on day one with a fucking ticket.
Yeah, we
That's the
we we,
irony.
we watched Transformers 2 at freaking IMAX.
Yeah, we saw it. Well, we saw it twice actually. Once
Yeah,
regular, and then in
one's
IMAX.
regular, then an IMAX, which
Yeah,
kept shifting between a 16 by 9 and 16 by 10 ratio for some
yeah,
reason.
which was the whole point of the IMAX screening. But the thing with this, the main thing I thought about this when they revealed it or teased it. I mean, first of all, we still haven't got a clue officially what he's going to look like, other than the outline is the head and a rather muscular pair of arms and legs.
It looks like Usain Bolt with a mascot helmet.
Yeah, I did say to people, it does look like, in a weird way, it's like the equivalent of like dress up mascots. Essentially, you just get the head into some guy.
Have you seen the image of a little kid in a Sonic outfit going around?
Yeah, it's kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, it's basically that thing. Which,
And then there was also the second poster that's appearing in much many cinemas. Look, I
yeah,
need to go to a cinema. I haven't been to a cinema in a while since Last Jedi came out, and that was
yeah,
quite a while ago.
yeah, that was quite a while ago. Well,
So,
yeah, there's two. Well, we should talk about the other two posters as well because after this,
well,
somebody.
one of them is technically not a poster. I think
One was on a poster. One was in
that was a mock-up.
that was a mock-up, but yeah, there are technically two. There's one that was in as a standee, which is supposed to be his supposedly a trail of blue light over the San Francisco Bridge with his legs sort of just
The
laying across
Golden Gate Bridge, yeah.
the Golden Gate Bridge, which apparently he's written the word Sonic was ear in badly English.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm looking at it right now. It's hairy fucking legs that will make hobbits blush.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
With realistic muscles. It's like, no.
well, I don't know.
And his shoes are just wrong. Like, yeah, it's got red shoes. Red shoes with a single strap and a buckle. You can't do that. You
Although
can't
one
do
thing,
at least a Velcro or something. But no, it's like normal running shoes, and one
yeah,
of them's got a ring on it.
yeah, the surprising thing, of course, it's actually got a little like ring on the shoelace on the end of it. So that's like a slight. That's a neat detail we didn't see in the poster before. So there
Yeah,
you go.
like, look, it's Sonic. It's got a ring on there. It's like you don't know the rings are pretty much to say it's like his fucking hand, right? Or to
Yeah,
us, they're actually like I got the two rings. I got the Generations ring and I got the Mania ring, and they're but one of them's slightly heavier than the other, but they're relatively the same size.
hmm.
They're like a good 2.5 inches in diameter.
Hmm.
Weigh at least about I don't know 50 to 100 grams. But
Yeah,
this one looks like a freaking wedding ring.
I know. Well, it's kind of just like a trinket at the
And,
end of it.
and also, I want to point out as well on this leg poster. Why the fuck is there blue lightning?
Well, it's like a blue after trail. It's like in the Powerpuff
No,
Girls when
on
they
his feet. There's blue lightning on his feet,
all right.
and even in the actual trailer poster, it was lightning. This,
It was-
this is Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, not the Flash. Oh, you want to be technical about the blue lightning? It's not freaking Zoom either.
Well, either way, I mean, the only thing if it was me, I would have put red flames after it because sometimes on the hedge, if we're going by
Red flames, or
after.
even if you want to pass it off as chaos energy, that's like you haven't even established the Emeralds Arena in this damn thing because you got the city of Green Hill and a town of Labyrinth.
Yeah, well, we should really. This is the thing I really should point out because that, and also obviously we should. Oh, we'll get to the mock-up first, and then we'll get onto the whole what this means. Um, it's weird because of the mock-up poster, which is supposedly him and the cop lying on a car, which with the tagline "Fast Friends." It is weird to think, and apparently there's been rumored that when they showed this off, apparently there was a showcasing of the movie in I think Mexico or something, a Paramount showing, and someone did report back that the mock-up poster that's shown in there, which shows Sonic in full fur glory. People did say it's more or less that, although there might be little tweaks. And I remember seeing this, and I felt like, looking at this, this isn't too far off for
Yeah, the
what
mock-up one, which looks like to be Ryan Reynolds or Paul Rudd in the picture,
was
than
Chris Pratt.
actual.
I think it was back. It was back when Chris Pratt was being,
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
yeah, being mooted
Yeah,
about.
yeah, it's like who's gonna play Tom? Chris Pratt. Who could voice Sonic? Chris Pratt. All those suggestions. Ryan Reynolds as Sonic. Oh, that'll be something.
Yeah.
It could
Well,
be
but this,
Sonic and it could be Sonic and Detective Pikachu.
yeah. Well, we'll put it this way. I mean, Chris Pratt's playing. He's playing Emmett and himself in the Lego Movie 2 in a weird way, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that design of Sonic that looked believable.
Mhm.
And yeah, fair enough. It's still furry. Yeah, he's got separate eyes and a full one, which granted, yeah, does not work in a realistic setting.
Yeah, although that's the weird thing from the teaser poster because there is a little bit that looks like maybe the pupil, and I know people have done mock-ups like the pupils like just stuck on the eye as opposed to be to part of the idea of the pupils in the
Yeah, it's
sticking
like
out.
you can't have this while having a realistic looking hedgehog face. You
Yeah,
just
which
can't. I can accept the fact that knows their snout is going to be more like in a hedgehog's.
hmm,
I can accept the separate eyes, but have like the fur texture going around like Sally Acorn.
hmm,
That is believable, and that's what the poster looks like. But
hmm.
the actual teaser image, no, just
But
no.
then again, this is all going back to the thing is we still don't know what the final fucking thing is. We don't know
Yeah.
what the full detail is. If we're going on the mock and what we've heard so far from the preview screening from someone fan saw, if
Then
it's like
there's I was going to say as well. There's also the Sonic the Movie Twitter handle
yes, there was, and they
where
just
the cat a guy workout picture with the fucking freaky muscular legs. It's like, okay,
we
there's
know.
one,
It's
there's
basically saying,
one,
yeah, we know, we heard your points. Trust us, come back, and we'll.
yeah, cat
So,
a guy workout. It's like, no, not you.
well, to be fair, it's basically
And even then, that joke is so fucking old. Sonic's legs are so muscular, that's why he runs so fast. Yeah, congratulations, welcome to the internet. You're about 20 years too fucking late.
yeah. Well, basically, they're just trying to do what basically Aaron's strategy would say: go basically meme it up so that you keep the masses down before the stuff hits the fan. And but again, the main thing I really want to talk about with this is basically this all kind of goes back into the idea of how is Sonic going to work in this incarnation, particularly like what is the context of how this version of Sonic the Hedgehog exists? Because for a while we did talk about, I remember the last video again, we did talk about is Sonic going to exist in has Sonic existed in the real world all this time, or is it basically the executes, which is from his world. He ends up in our world. And there's a whole mishmash about him and Eggman and blah 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 and all that stuff. And from this one, it's kind of probably going down to the route that he probably was made in our reality, as in maybe he was an
Yeah.
experiment gone wrong, and then subsequently, and again, the funny thing is we still don't know what Jim Carrey's going to like as Eggman, but
There is that mock-up image, looks pretty
there is a
fucking
mock-up
cool
image
though.
of it. There are plenty of
It
mock-ups,
looks
but
pretty cool of it.
yeah,
People say,
but
is
it
this
just
real? No, it's fake.
yeah, but again, if it is just gonna make you wonder, is basically if that's the truth, particularly with him, is like he's probably going to start out looking like Jim Carrey as more or less himself, and then some explosion or experiment goes wrong, and then he ends up bald and the mustache. So,
It's essentially just taking the actual Kinton Bar storyline from Sonic the Comic.
kind of. Although the thing with Kinterbolt, he ended
I
up
would build that is more believe. So basically, it's just hey, it's TMNT 2 again.
But again, it's like in the comic.
Jim Carrey Robotnik was a normal man before his experiments on animals with with the newly found chaos energy exploded, just creating Sonic and the insane Doctor Robotnik.
Yeah, although in that case, it was basically falling over with a fridge or a rotten egg that fused him into becoming Robotnik.
Yeah, but that was actually the negative energy of of the world with the power of one of the Chaos Emeralds, which at the time, inside the comic, had different properties. And one of them, and I think it was the Grey Emerald.
Yeah, but like I said,
Yeah,
it does involve a refrigerator and an egg. That's how it happened. That's kind of,
it was a rotten egg, and Sonic caused it. You had to travel back in time to actually cause Kinderpod to become Robotnik and stop the actual invasion of the Metallics.
yeah. But
That
again,
was a good fucking story. That's one of the
well,
best
I mean,
stories.
again, I'm trying to think because, like, didn't he end up? Because as far as I remember, I can't remember the backstory of how Kinterball ended up in Mobius. He was just walking along and he's there. Like, didn't he trip over something or whatever? I can't
One day,
remember.
I was walking down a road and I tripped over and fell into another dimension.
As you do.
As
But
you
yeah,
do.
yeah. But like I said, to me, I think that's what really, from all the sort of hoo-ha about the poster stuff, it's basically saying that probably in this incarnation, I mean, put it this way: remember when when the Bay produced TMNT came out, and of course the question was, what about the backstory? Oh, they're aliens, and everybody flew their shit out, and apparently it was going to be that. I think also the antagonist in the first movie was meant to be Shredder, who was an Asian, and everybody got pissed off with that. And subsequently, they ended up rewriting it, so they ended up doing the more traditional stories, and they were four turtles. Those fell in the sewer, met Splinter, the rat and stuff, blah blah blah. And it's weird to think now, and I think even people now are wondering because there's even been people trying to do mock-ups of this poster, like the more traditional Sonic. In fact, some people are thinking, "Oh, I bet they'll just redesign him. They'll just have to go back and redesign the entire thing." It's like they won't do this if they've been in production for about however many years, maybe let's say 3 years. They've been working on this. The last thing they're going to do is go to all that effort of designing what it's going to look like, do tests, do mock-ups, animations, whatever, then doing the filming, whatever, coming back, getting all the rendering stuff done, and then the last minute deciding, no, we're going to replace all of that. It's like you are aware that's a lot of time and money just thrown in the bin. That's a lot of time before even it's out. I mean, it's one thing to say this is all trash when it's a finished film, but to say this is all trash before it's even out, that's a lot of money to
The
waste.
same thing happened with, what was it? Well, first of all, bad example, Food Fight.
That
And secondly,
just never stopped being made.
Resident Evil 2. The game was the original Resident Evil 2, aka 1.5, was essentially 75% complete, but
Yeah,
because it didn't feel like a
the
different
next step.
game, an
Yeah.
actual sequel, it just felt like, hey, it's Resident 1 again. They scrapped a nearly complete project.
But then again, that kind of goes into again, this is all like pre-production. This is all when you're still testing things out and what works, what doesn't work. This is like after when it's like we agreed what the character's going to look like. These are the designs. These are what the animators are going to do. These are how we're going to render it. Lighting test. That's all agreed. And then once you go,
Another example as well, if Suicide Squad, the initial trailer came out, people didn't like it, and they had to do reshoots to actually make it a bit more comical. They had to
it
do
was
reshoots
and
for Star
overlaid.
Wars Rogue One just to make it more the themes of it and the actual overall, I guess, the atmosphere of the film to be more Star Wars rather than, hey, here's my fan fiction come to life.
Yeah, but
I
even
don't
then,
get
it's like,
why that's a popular one. I don't like Rogue One.
ooh.
Yeah, fucking come at me, fanboys.
We've already teed them off with Last Jedi. You mentioned Last Jedi. That's already teed them off already.
I prefer Last Jedi over Rogue One anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, but
For
like I
some
said,
reason.
I mean, I think those are some of the cases where again that's become a big deal about reshoots and how much was changed or whatever, and that does happen. That does happen a lot in movies. They do happen a lot, but
If it explain the movie a bit more, just to re-render the character, it's like here's a more childlike, here's a more friendly looking and more cartoony
yeah.
version of what could be a realistic looking character.
That is true. Although the big example I would say where it doesn't really work is Justice League, because again, that was going to be one direction, and subsequently the filmmaker had to leave. They brought another guy in, and subsequently had to
Yeah, they brought in Josh Whedon.
yeah, they brought in Joss Whedon, and they had to do a lot of changes. And a lot of people have gone into things of like telling the difference between Snyder shot it to Josh shot it, or even some of the visual effects. And again, you can even see there, it's like some of the stuff there doesn't work because they didn't have the time. It was all that time had to be condensed in to make the movie work. And like I said, if they do this with Sonic, I argue if they ended up just redoing the whole model of the character, it'll just be a huge waste. I think it would just be, it wouldn't work. I think it would definitely feel clunky in the end. I know the X-Men is saying if it made it more appealing looking, but like I said, we still haven't got a clue. As of this recording, we don't know what the end result is.
We're all going on just on 2 posters and 1 mock-up. If you go back to the mock-up and just refine it, I would accept that. But even then, like I saw the actual designs of the Power Rangers before it came out. It's like, no. It's like, oh, it's Alien. Like, I get it's Alien, but you don't have to make it to a point where it's unrecognizable.
I think that is again down to, again, goes back to Transformers, because the excuse problem everybody's always had is the complications over the design of them, like overly designing them. It's like people have said, they don't look recognizable, the silhouette stuff work and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's like so.
I totally get that.
To quote Zero Punctuation, like someone sat down, started drawing them, and they never fucking stopped.
Yeah. But like I said, I totally understand now. I actually one of the few people in the world who doesn't hate the look of the Bay movie Transformers.
I don't mind them either. It's like it looks like if it was transformed to make it give a humanoid appearance.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like about the Transformers in the Bay movie, or in the live action movies, if you include Bumblebee and Last Night, is Last Night a Bay movie?
But yeah, that was the last one, and then Bumblebee is essentially a restart, start again type movie.
A prequel, but not prequel kind of thing.
Yeah, apparently it was going to be, but there's a good excuse. That was going to be a prequel movie, and then halfway through they're thinking, fuck it, nobody cares, let's just start again.
Make it and because one of them say we can't, there's no way you can make the G1 look realistically appealing in a realistic movie. Bumblebee comes out, we've got some G1 realistic looking stuff.
Yeah, I think it was the case of
that scene was so fucking awesome.
I know. I mean, that's the big thing everybody talks about. But again, it's like I think it was the case of that, and also would people buy it? Again, it was still the time where you couldn't do these more fanciful, made-up stuff.
One of the Soul and Transformers, it's like one of the things I hate when we watch the making of is where do the pieces go? They have to go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair.
That stuck with me. It's like. That's the point. It's like you can't just make an arm out of a truck. I mean, it has to be the pieces within it.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: in the visual effects term, it's like, again, this goes back to hyperreal. It doesn't have to make 100% logical where all the pieces go. It has to look believable. Like you can believe that maybe that arm could be condensed within some part of the truck, and when it comes out, it's like doesn't seem too weird. And subsequently, in the sequels, they've gotten way more fanciful with the transformations to the point it's like, yeah, they're really not caring about where they hide this stuff. And also you do
when they first transform, you can see everything moving, especially in Bumblebee when he first transforms with her under him. It just transforms. There's like
there's the whole one shot of
all slow moving. Then later it's just like later in the movie it's just like you blink, he's transformed.
Yeah. But like I said, as they went on in the sequels, they clearly just didn't care much about. They went more fanciful with the designs, and I would say they went more slightly simplistic with some of the designs later on. And also they were cheating anyway. There's all kinds of cheats. You can hide stuff through camera where the camera's pointing and stuff.
Yeah, even in video games, like, oh, the background look really good. It's like, that's only half a mountain.
Yeah, like I said, there's like matte paintings, or you do a thing. I mean, put it this way, one cliche in gaming is when a character has to go underneath something or through an obstruction. That's basically a loading screen without having the game stopping and just a big loading banner popping up.
Metroid Prime, opening doors.
Yes.
But moving hastily back to the subject.
Yeah. But like I said, going back to the Sonic movie, like I said, whether or not, like I said, depending on what the design is, we'll re-infer what this version of Sonic the Hedgehog is. Because, I mean, let's be fair, we've just only gotten over the Boom series at this point. So to do another...
Which needs a season 3.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll probably, when we kick back into gear with this stuff. But I think the big issue, of course, is like ultimately is when we get to see this move. And again, very quickly, Transformers is like at the end of the day, when we first saw the look of them, obviously it's like I'm not sure, does it work? And then when you get to see it in emotion and how it works and stuff, that's when you can maybe win the audience back a bit. Again, no idea. I mean, I'm putting my hands up and saying like I have nothing. Look, if this movie turns out shit, I'm not going to be surprised. I mean, I'm not holding out hope this is going to be a masterpiece or anything. I am not for 1 minute. But at the same time, it's ultimately down to how it's done or whatever. And I've said before, it's like the Paddington movies. The weird thing is like, you think about it, making Paddington to a film, it's like we'll just end up like every other kind of crappy, kids movie like Yogi Bear or The Smurfs. It's just nonsense. It's garbage. It's a sweet wrapper. It's just candy. You buy it, you eat it, you consume it, you throw the wrapper away, and you forget about it. But there's something like with Paddington, which is again easily could have fell into that category. Tongue-tied. I'm an old man. Category. Yes. Could have easily done. In a weird way, it didn't. It somehow found a way of making it actually just as a decent film. And as I said, it could happen. It probably won't. I'm not saying I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but that's really the thing with this movie is at the end of the day and I think people who are ready to go on to say this is going to kill off the series, it won't. Let's just get out of the way. It's not going to kill it.
It's like, this would be so. CSC Sonic fans defend this. No Sonic fans going to defend it. You want to rip out the fucking movie? Rip out the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Just stop comparing us to. Stop saying every Sonic fan has autism, or you have to be autistic like Sonic, and stop saying remember 06. Yeah, we do. We're trying to forget.
Yeah. Trust me, I've got a tweet about that somewhere. So there's a lot of us who are like, we know, we get it. Can we just move on?
Anyway, the movie's gonna fucking suck.
We'll let you know once we get to the finish.
Yeah, once it comes out, we'll let you know. It'll be a full-fledged 1 hour plus review of it.
Whatever the hell it is, I mean, if it's bad, then you've got something to look forward to us to just talking the shit out of it. If it's good, then, well, we're all happy, but who knows? We'll wait and see.